Stay black in America. Don't leave. Don't go anywhere. Greatest country in the world for a black man or a black woman. America is the number one greatest economy in the world, and black folks living in America make up the 15th greatest economy in the world. Today is going to be Black America and debt, man. A lot of people are trying to dig out of debt. Seems like it's impossible, but they're trying. It's always harder on black folks. Black Americans seem to get worse deals than others, and sometimes we're making bad decisions. So we're going to start this thing off with something called a debt limit worksheet. This is what you want it to look like. A debt limit worksheet should be very top of it should be your monthly income. If you're just a single person, not married, put your monthly income there. If you have a spouse, then put your spouse income and your income. The second thing under that should be a monthly expense. You should have where you're paying rent or mortgage, with your food, your utilities, your savings and investments, insurance, charitable contributions, transportation, automobile, entertainment, others should be monthly expenses. And then you should have something called annual expenses. These are things like taxes, withholding, insurance payments. Say you make your tag payment on your car once a year. Say you pay term insurance once a year. Say you have certain dental appointments. You know if you're not covered, you're going to pay once a year. Maybe have teeth cleaning or something like that. Or maybe a major purchase or repair is something that's annually that you have to do. I know sometimes there's certain things you can pay annually. So take all your annual things which are going to occur just one time during the year. Make an area for that, and then put down your current debts. Your current debts would be credit cards, whether Visa, Master, etc., and those monthly payments, or other loans, a mortgage in there, if other loans or car payments, anything as far as current debts. Then put down your monthly payments on those things. So you come up with a clear picture of how much you're making, what your monthly expenses are, what your yearly or annual expenses are, and what your current debt is. Now, if you're trying to pull out of debt, the area where it has monthly expenses, you want to eliminate entertainment, you want to eliminate other. You want to eliminate your charitable contributions, you want to limit those. You got to deal with your insurance. You got to deal with certain savings and investments, utilities and food. I don't know about these savings and investments, depending on what those things are. Where you have to contribute to certain things, or whether it's just you do it at your own leisure. So maybe you can eliminate the savings and investment, not put any money in that, not doing the charitable contributions, not doing entertainment or other. That'll cut down a lot on your monthly expenses. And then this debt thing, when you're dealing with credit cards, when you make the minimum payment on credit cards, you could make it take you 20 years to pay off a credit card. So what you want to do if you got multiple credit cards, if you got 5 credit cards, or I guess the problem being when some people have maybe like 10 credit cards. I know somebody got 18 credit cards. When you probably pay the minimum on all those particular credit cards, it'll take you forever to pay them off, and that money that you spend is just basically going toward interest, not going toward the principal to pay off your credit card balance. So I would advise people to attack that one certain way. If you got 5 credit cards, don't make payment on 4 of them, and make all that money that you would have put on 4 and spread around, put it on one. Put it on the one that has the lowest debt balance on it, so that hopefully maybe within 2 or 3 months you can pay off that one. So you only have maybe 4 credit cards left with debt on it. And do the same type of thing, so that you maximize everything you do. If you limit anything in your expenses, you limit paying out on certain credit cards, focus on paying off 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. So you target all those instead of those making minimum payments and spreading them around. You grab all those minimum payments up and you shift it on one particular credit card. You start with the credit card with the least amount of debt on it, rising to the highest amount of debt. That way you can get out of credit card debt a whole lot faster. Another thing you want to do with this digging out of debt thing, you want to go ahead and get you a chart, and you want to label it debt carrying cost worksheet. Debt carrying cost worksheet. And that one you're going to just have the credit cards. You have car loans, multiple car loans, or just a car loan. You have bank and financial companies that you might owe money. A lot of times that's in the form of a home equity loan or mortgage or installment loans. Then you have other personal loans that you might have. So if you're doing this debt carryover cost worksheet, get the credit cards there. If you don't have car loans, if your car's paid for, tremendous. You don't have to worry about putting that there. If you don't have if you got a mortgage payment or if you have a mortgage payment and an equity loan, that's two things you're paying. If you only got the mortgage payment, and you only have to put one thing there. And hopefully you don't have any loans that they gave you, loans for signatures or loans they gave you for just because you might have good credit at the time. And you maximize those things so that when you're adding your costs, you have the interest rate on each of those credit cards, you have the balance you have presently right now on them, you have the interest cost. So, if you got a rate, usually 18%, they're pretty high, 18, 29% on credit cards. Say the balance is $10,000. When you make that $10,000 payment, what's going toward principal, the actual balance, and what's going to interest. Usually it's really unsided. I mean, it's a great amount going toward interest, and it's a puny amount going toward principal. That's why you want to combine those credit card payments up together and send them toward one. So you're hitting that principal as hard as possible and paying off that card. So it won't take you 20 years on one card. You can pay off that card in less than 7 months. Get it paid off, and just keep hitting all of them the same way. And then you have to develop some extra money, right? So you want to do extra money. And days like today, we have if you have your automobile, you can do the DoorDash, you can do the Uber Eats, you can do the Grubhub or any other number of apps that you deliver people's food or ride people around in Ubers or whatever else that you deliver. When you're making a stash of money, that you're making it with your vehicle, and then what you can do is with that vehicle, that same vehicle that you're doing the Uber with and riding around either delivering food or picking up people, then your car becomes, if you're an individual person, a W-2 person, a business person, that car becomes a tax deduction, because any time that you're doing those driving around, doing the Uber Eats when you're working with it, all that gas you're using is tax deductible. Whether you're putting oil in it or getting a car wash to clean, tax deductible. Certain bits of your insurance become tax deductible. So during tax time, you have an extreme benefit. Excuse me just a minute. So during tax time, you have an extreme benefit, but then you can write off a lot of expenses on that car, which normally you would not have been able to write them off. So that's how you got to pull yourself out of debt. So any of those miscellaneous things like habits, you're smoking, if you're smoking cigarettes, or you're smoking weed, or you're drinking, or you're smoking funnels, or you're smoking any kind of thing, or any kind of extra added thing that's not actual food going to sustain your body. You have to cut those things off, and all the income that you would have been spending on those things, you steer those toward paying those credit card bills off, toward focusing on those credit card bills and getting them paid off. And sometimes you make a credit card payment twice a month, you can affect the principal a lot faster and be able to pay it off a lot faster. Try to dig your way out of debt. And once you get out of debt, if you got a lot of credit cards, focus on only having one credit card, because you need one credit card sometimes if you're checking in a hotel. You need one credit card if you're going on vacation somewhere. So hopefully you only have one credit card, not multiple credit cards. And streamline your life, man, so that you're not so complicated. Because the debt, man, is like, I think it's like the devil, man. Debt just tries to destroy your personal feelings. It destroys the way you feel about yourself. It takes away your peace. You got people calling you and asking for money and stuff you don't have at the present time, trying to get it going. Because usually debt becomes certain things cause debt. You might have been without a job for a little while. You might have had something like, say, automobiles, something that came unexpected you had to pay. There's always something coming up that you got to pay. Nothing is never going to be so fixed that you can focus on it. So you always say, you black in America, always have 1, 2, 3, 4 streams of income, money coming from different directions, and always limited your expenditures. That entertainment thing, man, scratch it. Those other things, like those things I mentioned before, those habits people have, scratch those habits. Become so you're the head and not the tail. And that's going to take a lot of discipline and self-control to do so. But that's the way you digging your way out of debt. And another way, if you're a spiritual person, believing in spiritual things, the Bible gives you certain promises. It says if you pray for the peace of Jerusalem, they shall prosper to do so. So, whether people will tell you or not, if you pray for the peace of Jerusalem, there's a place in the Bible that says you shall prosper. If you give anything toward the people of Israel, I know a lot of people say, well, Jewish people are rich, they're this and that. You do have a whole lot of rich Jewish people, but you still have a lot of poor Jewish people. So if you have any organizations where you can donate money to any Jewish causes, whether it's Jewish people that without food, or in some other foreign country being treated bad still in this day and time, and you do so, I mean, how small it is you send, you pray and ask God to bless and multiply your money. Say, Lord God, please multiply this money. I'm helping, the Jewish people. You gave promises to us, helping the Jewish people, or praying for Israel. So ask God to bless that way. So somewhere in the world you get supernatural blessing that go along with your discipline and self-control and digging yourself out of debt. So that's digging yourself out of debt. It's February February the 5th, 2023. So subscribe to my channel. Until next time. Bye.